The American Express Platinum and the Capital One venturex. The heavyweight champ versus the credit card darling. Everyone seems to be on the Capital One venturex bandwagon these days, and rightfully so. It is a good card. But what if I told you you could get more value? I'm talking at least 3x the value out of the American Express Platinum. There are so many videos on these cards, and I don't want to waste your time reading the features and benefits off of a website when you could do that yourself. But having both of these cards and getting a tremendous amount of value out of both of them, even though they are so different and unique, but often compared, just like I'm doing now, what I want to do is break down both of these cards and help you determine, is one of them a better fit, or would both of them potentially fit in your wallet? Stick around until the end of this video, as I'll show you some of the best ways to find the top sign-up bonus for each card. First up, the American Express Platinum card, the big shot. The one that people want to flash and use to pay for big fancy meals, even though that is not the proper way to use this card. But we'll come back to that with a potential exception. What I appreciate most about this card, and why most sign up for it to begin with, is the premium travel perks. This includes access to the Centurion lounges and escape lounges, which are part of the Centurion Lounge network, priority pass lounges, and Delta Sky Clubs when you're flying on Delta. It also offers 5x, either booked directly through the airline or the American Express travel portal. But I can also tell you, it works when booking through some company travel portals like Concur. This is huge for me, as I'm required to book all of my work-related travel through Concur. And getting 5x back is a massive benefit in terms of accruing points. And now to something the Platinum card is known for, that some refer to as the coupon book. Now, personally, I don't view it that way, because coupon books end up in a trash can or sitting on a shelf collecting dust. I get a ton of value out of the credits and the benefits associated with this card, and I'm going to walk you through the main areas where I find value and the dollars associated, and then I'll have a detailed list of everything that's available with this card. So aside from earning 5 membership rewards points for every dollar spent on flights booked directly with the airline, through the AMEX portal, or through some sites like Concur, and 5 membership rewards points for every dollar spent in the AMEX portal on hotels, you'll receive access to the best lounge network. And to me, visiting these lounges 15 to 20 times a year makes this card worth it without really any of the other credits. A $200 hotel credit through Fine Hotels and Resorts, which I recently used on a trip to Portugal. This is extremely easy to use, and there's so many nice hotel options and great locations, and they basically treat you like your top status. It comes with free breakfast every day and a $100 experience credit to the hotel, making this $200 hotel credit more like $350 to $400. And by the way, that $100 experience credit also works for minibar items or things like room service, coffees, cocktails, along with the spa if you're into that sort of thing. You'll receive up to a $200 annual airline fee credit for things like bag fees or upgrading seats. And there's also a hack for any United Airlines flyers out there for purchasing United Travel Bank. There's a Walmart Plus monthly credit here for an annual membership. It comes with Paramount Plus as well. I've used this a couple times for shipping kids' items to my parents' house before we're taking a trip. So we've gotten some value out of that. There's also a $200 Uber credit, which is broken down monthly. So it's $15 a month and then $35 in the month of December. I get a ton of value out of this. I know people do complain about the monthly credit as opposed to an annual one, but I use Uber Eats a few times a month. So this credit is nice, especially when combining it with the Uber credit that's on the American Express Gold card. I don't get any value out of the Equinox credit, so I'm going to pass over that one. But if you're into that sort of thing, this is a $300 credit. There is a $100 statement credit to Saks every single year. It's broken down into two $50 credits, one that rolls through June, the other one that is July to December. It's hard to find anything at Saks for $50, but this is a nice discount on some gifts that I've purchased through Saks that I probably would not have otherwise. And then with a lot of the luxury tier travel cards, this does come with a $189 clear credit. I've used this a few times. I don't necessarily think I get the full $189 in value, but this is a nice perk for some airports that are super congested. And the global entry TSA pre-check credit, which really breaks down to about $25 per year in a travel credit. There's a few hotel status perks here with Hilton and Marriott both receiving gold status. And I will say with a lot of these, you need to enroll through the app or through a website. It's super simple, but just make sure if you do move forward with this card that you look into that as soon as you get it and activate it. This card does come with cell phone protection, and it also includes primary rental car coverage and premium status with Avis Preferred, Hertz Gold, and National Emerald, and there's corporate discount codes both for Avis and for Hertz. This card does come with a high annual fee, and it's not for everyday purchases unless you're looking to hit a sign-up bonus. The rewards are in the form of membership rewards points, which are for travel redemption. If you're looking to redeem these for cash back, you're going to reduce the value by 40% or more. And this is not a weakness to me, as the primary function of the AMEX points are for travel redemption for me, because I get a lot more out of my dollar. There's also a $195 cost per additional authorized user for up to 4 authorized users. And it's the whole coupon book mentality. If you find that it would be difficult to use these credits and maximize the value, then maybe this card isn't the right fit for you. If you get any value out of the content, feel free to show me some love with a thumbs up. And if you want to support my passion and get more content like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. American Express arguably has the best transfer partners in the game, with 3 hotels, Marriott, Hilton, and Choice, and 18 airlines, including 3 domestic airlines not found in the Capital One travel portal. Now, with these travel partners, they run bonuses on occasion from 10 to 40 and 50%, where a trip that may cost you 100,000 miles now only costs you 70,000 because of these bonuses. Now, the key here is these points only transfer in one direction, meaning they transfer out of the AMEX travel portal, but they don't transfer back in. So you need to hold off until you're ready to book travel. And now for the People's Champ, the Capital One venturex. This card is a luxury travel card. It comes with a $395 annual fee and some luxury travel perks, but it is a lot more than that. With a $300 annual travel credit that is pretty easy to use and 10,000 bonus miles annually that are at a minimum worth $100, this card essentially pays for itself. And on top of that, the icing on the cake to me is access to their lounge network, more specifically the Capital One Lounge. Well, lounges now that the Dulles location is open. These lounges are in a class of their own. The aesthetic, the food and drink, the draft lattes and coffees, craft cocktails, and tapa-style food, it really is the epitome of what a lounge should look like moving forward. You can add up to 4 authorized users for no additional fee with this card, and they do receive travel and rental car protections. They also receive access to the entire lounge network, and each authorized user can take up to 2 guests with them, so get in while the getting's good. This card does also come with Priority Pass access. I wouldn't put a lot of value on Priority Pass, at least here domestically. I visited a few Priority Pass lounges on my most recent trip to Portugal and to Spain, and I would say that these lounges reminded me of small break rooms or a small cafeteria. But I do hear these lounges are better in places like Asia. This was my go-to credit card on my most recent trip to Europe, being that it's a great catch-all card with 2x back on everything, no foreign transaction fees, and it has primary rental car coverage, which I used in Europe, and it also gets you President Circle status with Hertz. Now, you do get elevated earnings when using this card in their travel portal with 10x on cars and hotels and 5x on flights. But the catch here is it has to be made in the portal, whereas the Amex Platinum flights can be made directly with the airline or through some of those other travel portals. Now for the transfer partners, Capital One is nowhere near to the level of American Express with the network of partners with only 2 hotels, Choice and Wyndham, so no Marriott, no Hilton, and 15 airlines, but no domestic airlines. So the only way to book a domestic redemption trip through Capital One is you need to be able to transfer out to a Star Alliance, One World, or SkyTeam affiliate and book that way. So a little bit more preparation. Overall, this card is very straightforward, easy to neutralize the annual fee, and a great catch-all card with some luxury perks. The only real weakness here is a lack of elevated earnings unless you're willing to book travel in their travel portal. It's easy to see positive value through those 2 credits, but then it stops there. The $300 travel credit is great, But as an example, if you were to book a hotel, $250 a night or $500 in total, with this $300 credit, it is reduced off of your rate, meaning the total spend would be $200. So in the portal at 10x on hotels, this would net you 2,000 Capital One miles. For comparison, in the American Express portal, this same hotel at $250 a night or $500 in total would be charged in full to your card at the $500, and then you would receive a $200 statement credit back in the future. But that $500 would be at 5x earnings, so 2,500 points versus 2,000. So because of the way that credit is applied with Capital One, there's actually more value and $100 less credit with American Express. So I'm going to walk you through my value on both of these cards and help you potentially compare the value for yourself. Personally, and having experience with both of these cards, I feel that you need to determine how you plan to deploy these cards before moving forward, even with these amazing sign-up bonuses. But hey, you can always go for both cards, take the positive value year one just from the sign-up bonuses, and then reevaluate how you're using the cards after 6 to 9 months. Here's the sign-up bonuses that I received for both of these cards with 75,000 miles from the venturex, 150,000 miles from the Platinum card, and then some of the other key factors that I looked at when considering both of these cards. And then here's my calculations on the Platinum card, both the value that I've received so far and the annualized value that I will see after the first year on the Platinum card. The key here is you can take advantage of these credits and see a ton of value on this card, not even factoring in some of the perks like the lounge access, but I do have that factored in considering I travel a good bit and do spend a good bit of time in those lounges. And then comparing side by side with the venturex, with both of the hotel credits, I also factored in that $100 experience credit. I'm not favoring one card over the other. And then also the side by side with the Saks credit being $100 and then seeing $100 or 10,000 annual bonus miles on the venturex, so that you can see how I've factored in the credits on the venturex as well. Pause these screens if you need it to take a deeper look. So my total value scenario, and I want you to think about this with flights specifically, and if this is a way that you are calculating or valuing both of these cards. For example, you can earn 5x when booked directly with the airline, through the AMEX portal, or through booking sites like Concur with the AMEX Platinum. Whereas with the venturex, the only way to receive 5x back on flights is when booking through the Capital One portal. For comparison, if you spent $1,000 a month with both of these cards booking flights directly with the airline, or $12,000 annually, you'd accrue 36,000 more points with the Amex Platinum card. That's a round trip flight to Europe. Also, where do you fly to or connect through, and what lounges do those airports have? I fly a lot through Charlotte and Dallas, both of which have Centurion lounges. But personally, I've found myself going to the Capital One lounge every time I connect through DFW. I've almost forgotten about the Centurion lounge. But there's only 2 Capital One lounges in the US right now. I think Denver's coming up soon. But of the 2 that exist, with Dulles and Dallas, I only go to one of those annually. So with the strength of the point valuation and the transfer partners through American Express, and the Centurion Lounge network being as robust as it is, I'm considering adding the Amex Blue Business Plus card next year and potentially downgrading my venturex. But we need to see how the Capital One Lounge network shakes out and some of the perks with the venturex. Now let's move on to how to find the best sign-up bonus for both of these cards. You may be aware that American Express recently made some big announcements in terms of sign-up bonuses and how you can receive those. Basically, the order of which you are signing up for cards. So with some of the language, if you sign up for the Platinum card before the Gold card, if that is something you're considering, it excludes you from receiving the sign-up bonus for the Gold. So what you may want to consider is signing up for the Gold card first, which is a powerhouse with everything restaurants and groceries in the US. But some of these tactics that I'll show you here are good for both the Gold and the Platinum, or any other American Express card for that matter. So after checking the public website, I would recommend checking a card match tool. There's a few of them out there. You can Google card match tool, and what this will do is show you the likelihood in which you're going to be approved for some of these cards. From there, what I would do is I would look at two other sources that are a little bit less known. First, Resi.com is a great resource. You get a Resi membership with a Platinum card, but up at the very top, you'll see exclusive offers from American Express. And when you select this, you're going to see different offers from Resi that have higher earning potential on some of their cards. For example, this one shows higher than the public offer on the gold card, and you also receive 20% back on your purchases as a statement credit. So this is in addition to the 75,000 membership rewards points on 6,000 in purchases in 6 months. For the Platinum card, 100,000 membership rewards points, $8,000 in spend after 6 months. A lot of times they'll give you a longer period of time to make the minimum spend requirement. But with this one, check this out for the second point. 10x points at restaurants worldwide on up to 25,000 in spending. So I had mentioned early on that people like to flash the Platinum card when they're paying for a big fancy dinner, and usually you're only receiving 1x back on restaurants. With this offer from Resi, you're receiving 10x back at restaurants. So you definitely want to check this one out. And what I would do from here is open an incognito window at the top right. And this will be the last thing that I would recommend for getting started. And when you do that, from there, I would type americanexpress.com and go take a look at the credit cards. And you're going to see probably some different offers. A lot of times these offers are elevated over what's on the public website. This one shows 125,000 membership rewards points on that Platinum card and 75,000 on the gold. I do have a referral link for the gold that should get you 90,000 points. So you may want to check that out and compare that to these others. And you may want to come back to this incognito browser. You can try it a few different times and you'll probably see some different offers. You may find that 150,000 membership rewards points sign-up bonus for the AMEX Platinum. For Capital One and the venturex, a little bit more straightforward here. So if you go to capitalone.com, click on credit cards up at the top, you can explore their different types of cards. Capital One does have a pre-approval tool that's not going to impact your credit, but just know that Capital One does pull from all three bureaus if you do apply for the venturex. So you see here that the public offer for the Capital One venturex is 75,000 Capital One miles. Now, something to consider, and you can get this link through my profile or in the description down below. Capital One has enabled current venturex card holders to be able to refer new customers for a 90,000 mile sign-up bonus. So it's an elevated sign-up bonus. All the other terms are the same. So if you're looking for that, I would say a friend or family member that has that card, get them to send you the referral link, or you can grab mine down below, which certainly helps my channel out. So both of these could fit in the wallet, right? Maybe it's the venturex for the catch-all card at 2x back. Maybe it's the Amex Platinum for your flights booked directly with the airline and the travel perks. Whichever route you go, make sure you truly weigh the pros and cons and try to get additional value above and beyond the sign-up bonus. Again, if you do get any value out of this content, please show me some love with a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel and help support my passion. Until next time.